100 in the bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Yeah, wrist, man, check the wrist, man. Got him hot, ayy. Man, can't ball like this, man. Lord, past the pig skin, but he stretch a distance. I'm talking a few 100,000 yards. You just on your 5th grand. Run it up, 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 count it up. Ayy, 100s and 50s and 20s, no 5s and no singles, don't count on them. Ayy, she want it like me, cause her like she can't count on him. She try to be nosy and hit on my ex, she like, girl, you can count on him.
Hey, hey, we need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board like them keep a score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard. Hey, 30 on my wrist, bullet point to guard. Big numbers, big numbers. 100 in the bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. 100 in the bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, blue hunts. Whole team counting, that's a big number.
Yeah. 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 Okay. 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay. I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay. I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gonna want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pounds. Somebody gonna...
It is perhaps the best home field advantage in all of football, and certainly the loudest, as we welcome you inside Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the Arrowhead Stadium tunnels, and the noise level in this place was just about off the charts. They're set for football as the Chiefs get set to do battle with the Minnesota Vikings. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard.
On the return, the Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Three ball. Hey, alert three. Check it out, three.
Gun.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
On 2nd and 9, Cousins. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. Here's Cousins. This taken in by Jakeem Grant. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on fourth. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. On play action, Cousins. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that first drive, pick six.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
Yeah, and he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
One.
Check 99. Check 99. A little flare. A little flare. Flare.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12.
Let's go one more.
From the gun, here's Cousins. And he finds Howard complete. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this will pin him nicely inside the 20 as it's out of bounds at about the 14-yard line. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
Stop here, D. 80 weapon. 80 weapon.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go.
Throwing on second down. Mahomes. And going deep for Hill. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Chiefs strike quickly here for 6 points. Point after up and good. And it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
Let's go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10. Cook. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
13, but it's 3rd down.
The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. To throw, Cousins. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Like a freight train there, Derek Nottie with a sack.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 16. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Hey, 57, 57.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Chiefs 14, Vikings 3.
Yellow. Squeeze, double. Under 10.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. And Robinson with a big catch. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first. Well, last year, Chris Conley was the 3rd option at receiver for Kansas City. He shipped off to Jacksonville. Now they're hoping that Robinson can help fill that void. And Andy Reid has said that he and Mahomes are developing a great rapport, hoping to improve upon the 22 times. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill with his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. The extra point up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 54 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. A give to Cook out of the gun. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Yeah, let's get set.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Cousins. He'll dump this off to Cook. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. They'll give him 8 on the play, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
They'll come out in the pistol. The Vikings on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 2. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches. They come out here in the eye. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. C.J. Ham, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And it makes the score 21-10. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. To throw on 2nd and 6. Mahomes got a man open. It's Ricky Seals-Jones. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs 1st down.
It's a 43. Kansas City Chiefs. 1st down.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs 1st down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Give the tackle there to Daniil Hunter.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 37-yard.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Mahomes going to throw. This is caught by Robinson. And he gets it down to the 32.
That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Going to give this time to the tailback. He's got a 1st down and much more inside the 20. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Let's go!
We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. This is caught by Hill for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. Oh, this is blocked. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. The 40, 20, 10, and he takes it the distance across the goal line for 2 points.
We're going to shut you down.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
So after the blocked PAT, they're ready to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minutes. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Give him 30 yards there. First down, here's the run with Cook. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Go! Gun! 58, right over there.
Cousins now from the 50. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Chris Jones in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. It's complete to Williams. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or 2 short, and it's 4th down. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. Cousins to throw for it on 4th. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Cousins now 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys a 1st and 10.
Gun. Check. Motion out of the backfield. Motion out of the backfield.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Grant. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. Cousins going to come up on a 1st and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
You got time. You got time right there. 58.
To the air again, it's Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. He connected on his first. This time it's 39 yards away. And Bailey able to knock it through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play.
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we come upon halftime in what's a 12-point game at the break, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Bailey now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And an alley to run. And he's into the clear. The 20, 10, And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. From one end zone to the other, 101 yards. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
At their own 35-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack comes from Anthony Hitchens. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case, because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. Now a give running right, it's Cook. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Just a yard on the gain there, and that leaves him with 14 yards still to go on third down. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. He's airing it out for Williams. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Watch out for Hill on the return. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10.
At their own 27-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8, Mahomes. That's complete to his tight end, Seals Jones. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down. Here's Dustin Colquitt now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. Here comes Grant on the return. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line. And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5 now. Cousins is going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
And that's a crusher right there. Had his man open for a 1st down. Threw a fastball when that wasn't necessary. Incomplete pass. One of these quarterbacks going to learn. You don't get extra points for how hard you throw the football.
And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mahomes looking for his running back, and he's got him.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Hey, Ridley.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. He is going to find Hill here. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, and tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Demarcus Robinson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. Extra point up and through, and that will bump the lead up to 26. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on 2nd and 2, it's now 3rd and 1.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense.
Off the play fake, Cousins. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage to the 35. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Throwing is Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Chris Jones, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Cousins now. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him on.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. David Baker with a pick. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Cousins. And his throw is incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears.
And he fires one that's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun, and he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. He's got his man, that's Hardman. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down. Mahomes now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now Washington. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Here's Mahomes to throw. Completes it to Hardman. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and goal now. So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. 2nd down and goal. Mahomes toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Right there on the coverage to knock that ball away was Mike Hughes.
This defense could use some more of these types of plays. How about him reading it, driving on the football, and he's right there for the pass breakup.
Washington, 3rd and goal. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. It'll be a gain of 5, but they do keep him out of the end zone, and now it's 4th down. So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And this one will not work out. It is incomplete. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Vikings, they come up big down near the goal line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. To throw is Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chris Jones make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Cousins. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A pickup of 27, and they pick up the 1st down in the process.
58, right over there, right over there. Quaker Omaha. 58, right there.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Chiefs' 45-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He's going to let it fly. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Again, it's Cousins. Now a desperation throw deep down. And this is caught inside the 5. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. O.J. Howard, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Bailey got the extra point, and that will get them one closer. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Chiefs are going to make the recovery. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
And he's going to let it go deep. And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete and now 2nd down. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's the bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some 1st downs, just as good as running the football. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. And they'll go on the ground. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
A good pickup there, 21 yards. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. And they give this time to the tailback. No, bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose. And the Vikings pick up the football. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Now Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And now we're going to get a timeout. Somewhat pointlessly called with 3 seconds to go in a game that's already been decided. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. One last shot now for Cousins. And this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Chiefs, the win will help them keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 6-3 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they are barely afloat as they fall to 4-5. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.